The Sycuan Band of the Kumeyaay Nation recently opened the Sycuan Cultural Resource Center and Museum, and we've got Chairman Cody J. Martinez and Steve Benegas with us this morning. Thanks for stopping by, guys. How are you?
Thank you for having us this morning.
All right. Now, Steve, what is your title?
I'm the spokesman for the 12 Kumeyaay bands in the Kumeyaay Nation for matters of repatriation.
You know, it's great to have you guys on here. I have to tell you, I've stayed at the Kumeyaay campground near Santee, or in Santee, really. I've been to Sycuan so many times. I've taken my ride club there. I've taken my burger club there and visited the restaurants at the casino. It's a lot of fun, but I notice when I go there every time, you guys really support the military. You really support the heritage. And it's just a good feeling there with your staff. And I think that comes from the top down.
Sure.
And I think part of you just being so involved in the community is this cultural center and museum that's opened for people to check out. Tell us about that.
So last month, December, we opened our Cultural Resource Center. It's on the grounds of a former tennis club, Singing Hills Tennis Club. But the actual property it's actually a site of a pre-contact village, Matamo Village, of a Kumeyaay village site there near the Sweetwater River that runs through the golf course.
And this is what they consider to be an ancient village, possibly?
Yes, definitely pre-contact, probably dating back a couple thousand years, yeah.
All right, the kid in me has to ask. Any ghost stories or sightings or anything like that?
No ghosts. But when you visit the property, you could definitely feel. You could close your eyes and take yourself back in time, and you can envision, a village site there.
Yeah, and you can see some pictures of what the museum looks like here, but it takes you through several thousand years, right, of the heritage and the timeline.
Yep. It's just really important because the tribe has had a number of collections of basketry, research papers, a lot of collection that was donated by renowned anthropologist Dr. Florence Shippeck, and some other collections that we were housing basically in storage type conditions. And so the tribe never really had a facility to put these items on display. So there's a lot of research material that a lot of Native students could come in and just learn more about their history and their people.
Now, can classrooms call up and any school come and do like a field trip kind of thing?
Sure. Yes, they could contact the museum staff there at the museum and schedule a tour. It's open Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays, just closed Sunday. So we've already had a couple of groups come through. The first one that came through was third graders from Warren Walker School in La Mesa, and so it's awesome. We're actually going to recreate a pre-contact village on the grounds as
that's
well.
Gonna be incredible.
So it also houses the classrooms for the Kumeyaay Community College, which in partnership with Queen-Maca College offers programs and studies for a Kumeyaay Studies degree, which is language, history, ethnobotany.
Speaking of history, the Supreme Court actually ruled on something, an ongoing case that Steve wants to talk about today.
So, yeah, I wanted to have Steve join me today, and we want to highlight and thank him for the work that he's done on behalf of the nation, because, we work together. Steve's a member of the Barona tribe, and again, represents and coordinates a group of all 12 tribes responding to repatriation of cultural remains. So it's through his leadership that we've been able to fight and educate people on those. So recently, the remains we were talking about was at the UCSD Chancellor's House, been going back. So they found remains there in, 1970s?
Early 70s, I believe, and then throughout the time they had been, as development went, they were discovering more and more.
And the idea is that you want them back so you can actually share this with everybody, right, and preserve them.
On some things, but remains is it's very sacred to the Kumeyaay people. So we treat them, as they're our ancestors. So we have to treat them with respect and the dignity. They're really not to be studied, but some things are, and that's yet to be determined by the Kumeyaay Nation. That's why KCRC was formed. So when we do get these things back, we sit down as a group. There's 12 bands in the Kumeyaay Nation for the Kumeyaay territory, and each one has its own functioning government.
And if we go to the center and the museum, we'll learn more about that as well, right,
Sure.
at Sycuan?
Yep, and then we'll be having speaking opportunities, and I'd be fortunate enough to have Mr. Benegas come and speak to people at the museum, and so we'll be able to educate both our own people and non-Indians too.
This is great. I definitely want to get my kids there. The information's on your screen there. And guys, thank you so much for coming in, really. This is a wonderful thing. If you've not been to Sycuan, well, and if you have, then you know it is a fantastic place to visit. You're going to learn some history.
That's right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
We'll be right back.